is how being smart is keeping you from your goals. Doesn't that sound, as I would say in the South, bass backwards? But it's true. Sometimes being smart can be one of our worst enemies. And I think we all know somebody who is too smart for their own good. Have you ever heard that expression? And basically, what we're going to talk about and break down is why maybe you are too smart as far as how you're choosing to make progress towards your goals. You might not even think of yourself as a smart person, right? You might think, well, I'm okay, but I'm not some brilliant genius. I'm not Einstein. You don't have to be Einstein. Sometimes our intellect, our brain, our intelligence tries to protect us. It's actually a primordial thing that was designed to keep us safe when we should have been running from tigers and lions and bears, oh my, right? So our brain would say, don't try that new food. We don't know if it's poison. Well, in the modern era, the way that biological function shows up is trying to keep us safe and where we are. And there are a lot of different ways that being smart can keep us in a little bit of a stuck space. And the first one is overthinking. Have you ever heard of analysis paralysis or paralysis through analysis? You think so much about something that you don't ever act on it. This is going to be familiar to you if you're the type of person that buys a bunch of courses but never implements those courses. If you're the person that is always showing both sides of an issue, I'm well known for this as a challenge. Right? Well, I think a granite countertop could be good, but a concrete countertop also has its benefits. And you can, through your intellect, quickly list all the benefits of both. But at the end of the day, you've got to pick a countertop. So overthinking or analysis by paralysis is fairly easy to diagnose. Do you have analysis paralysis? Maybe fear ties in a little bit to that one. Remember, we've had fear as a topic as well this week. Maybe you're paralyzed because your brain is explaining to you all the benefits of every scenario, and fear is telling you don't choose the wrong one. I'm going to tell you right now, the quickest way to success is failure. Failing frequently, failing forward, trying something, tweaking it, learning it from it, and continuing to move forward. Some of the best business opportunities that I've had have come from absolute disaster where we were looking for work. We were trying to figure out finances. A friend of mine says, broke as a joke. And someone said, hey, you should call Donna. And that's how we started our entire notary loan signing business, which is a 6-figure business for us. That came out of a conversation at a barbecue, and we weren't too overthinking about it. We just went for it and tried it. So kick paralysis to the curb, stop overthinking, and just rock and roll and see what you can make happen. The next thing is perfectionism. Because you're really smart, you know how you want things to look. And unless they look exactly the way you want them to look, or you have to give in at the last minute and kind of settle, you're never satisfied. Perfection is the enemy of done. So kick perfectionism to the curb. Difficulty communicating with others. A lot of the times, the friends that I have that are particularly smart leave out 4 or 5 steps in a conversation. They'll go from, hey, do you want to have an event, to, and then it'll be cool because they'll drink the ninja drink. And I'm like, there are some steps in the middle there that we didn't discuss that are in your head that we need to unpack, because they have trouble communicating because their thoughts are going so quickly and they see things so clearly. They understand from beginning to end what's going on, but it's difficult for them sometimes to realize they haven't shared that with others. So if you have difficulty communicating with others, try to break down what you're trying to say in advance of the conversation into logical, clear steps. Clarity is your friend. Then there can be the imposter syndrome. You being smart, know that you're not perfect, know that you have flaws, know that there are things about the topic that you're teaching that you don't know everything about. If you have imposter syndrome, I say that's good. It means you get it. It means you get that you're human. Nobody knows everything. If any coach is telling you, just listen to me, don't listen to anybody else, run as fast as you can. When a coach tells you, look, I don't know everything, but I've got a great expert who I can call to ask about SEO, about notary loan signing, about how to get healthy when you've got bronchitis, right? If your coach is there to teach you how to think, how to strategize, and give you systems, that's what you're looking for. They're not an imposter, right? And neither are you. So Be appreciative that you have imposter syndrome because it means you're humble enough to realize that you may still have work to do, but it's absolutely not true. You aren't an imposter. You are talking about what you're talking about and working on a goal because it's worthy of you and you can absolutely do it. And last but not least is a lack of flexibility. When you are so smart, you have a very specific vision for something. It is very difficult to break away from that vision and settle for something that you think might not be as good. And it's important in the process, especially of reaching a complicated goal, like fitness might be one of your goals. And you might feel a lack of flexibility around this is the system I need to use. I need to eat these foods. I need to move my body this way. I need to hydrate this much. But it's critical that you have a system that's actually flexible or you're not going to stick to it, right? If you think, oh, my business will only grow if I do these 10 things every day and I can only do 8, so why even try? You've combined analysis paralysis and the whole lack of flexibility. So these can be very difficult to note in ourselves, but that's the way you're going to break through and find your goals. We listed several things that were keeping you from making progress on your goals this week. And go back and look at those videos if you want, because I'm telling you, if you get those things under control, fear, brilliance, all of what we've been talking about, it's going to change your life. And it doesn't matter if you're working on your faith, your fitness, your family, your finances, or your friendships. These are going to have a wild impact on you when you start calling yourself on your own bullshit, because that's what it took for me. I failed so many times, which in retrospect was good. I was learning along the way, but I struggled with all of these challenges that we've discussed this week. And I've learned how to maneuver through them and how to recognize them when they're hitting home. And I'll always notice it, especially if I'm feeling like I'm in a stuck spot. So right now, I want you to think about something that's really important to you that you haven't gotten through yet, that you haven't achieved yet. And I want you to think about maybe how you're part of why that's not happening. And let's talk next week about how to break down your goals so that you can actually achieve them. I'm Amy, and the thing that I do that's the most passionate for me is that I help people figure out how to smile after trauma and Bell's palsy in particular, facial paralysis. And the way to do that is to be mentally strong, is to overcome your fears, is to learn how to make progress towards your goals, is to find financial security. So I help people find financial freedom and take control of their health, because that's the only way I was able to get better after Bell's palsy. And I'm here to help you do all of the above. I hope this week has been helpful for you. I can't wait to see you back here Monday, live around 5. Remember this weekend to have something to look forward to and have an amazing time.